What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Casual Big Ten Podcast. Today is Friday, November 3rd, 2023. My name is Kent Peterson. I'm the host of this show, and on Fridays, I'm joined by B1G Wilson and Bet Big Brad. We're going to talk to you guys about all the lines and the over-unders in the Big Ten Football Conference. Wilson, how you doing today, brother?
Doing all right. Excited for the slate of games. And also, basketball season starts on Monday.
Okay. All right. Basketball season is coming up. I have thought about basketball 0% so far. Brad, have you thought about it at all?
I can't stop thinking about it.
Ooh.
It's the only thing that's on my mind right now.
Really excited about basketball. Wilson mentioned it. We do have a full slate of games. All 14 teams are playing this weekend. 7 Big Ten matchups. We're going to get to all of them. But before we do that, we need to discuss the little picture that's attached to Wilson's camera right now. It's the crown. He won last week, 6-4. That brings his overall record to 70-72, floating right around 500. Wilson, how'd you do it, brother?
I hit those over-unders, man. That's been my calling this whole season. I'm terrible at the spreads, but the over-unders, I got you guys.
It was insane. You went 5-0 on the over-unders and then 1-4 on the spreads. I mean, I would take it. I'm not mad about it if I'm you.
Over 500. That's all I can ask for.
Brad, you were under 500 last week, 4-6 overall, but you still have the overall lead at 78-64. You feeling confident that this is still insurmountable?
No, I'm for sure feeling like I'm going to be on a downward trajectory right now.
Yeah.
My level of care for the football season is dwindling exponentially.
Yeah.
And it's not going to pick back up. So I'm cheering for you guys. Someone's going to catch me.
All right. I was 5-5 last week. I'm tied with Wilson at 70-72 overall. I wanted to give a couple more quick updates about the standings, though, and we'll go through these really fast. I know we're on a time crunch today, but there's a few teams that have to win out to hit their season win total over-under. There's actually 4 of them, surprisingly enough, with 4 games left in the season. Brad, I'm going to start with Illinois. Both you and Wilson have the over in this one. Illinois has to win their last 4 games, and that is at Minnesota, Indiana, at Iowa, and Northwestern. Do you think they have a chance?
With that lineup, yes, they have a chance.
Okay. Even at
Probably
Iowa?
I don't know what other teams you're going to name, but I'm guessing based off of that schedule, Illinois has the best chance of these teams to hit their over. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. That's fine. I disagree with you because there is one other team. I'm going to save it for the end. The second team I wanted to mention, Wilson, was the Michigan State Spartans. Have to win their last 4 games to hit 6 and hit their over. Brad also has that over. Me and you both took the under, and they have Nebraska at Ohio State. I could probably stop right there. They're not going to win out with Ohio State on the schedule, but they also have Indiana and Penn State. That's for sure going under at this point, right?
Yes, they might win one more, Indiana. I think that would be a real barn burner, but other than that, I think they get blown out.
They're not.
Okay.
So I'll take that tally in the win column for me.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about that one as well. Not feeling confident about this. Brad, once again, you have the over for this one. It's Purdue. They have to win out to hit their over. They have Michigan this week, at Minnesota, at Northwestern, and Indiana. Do they have a shot to win their last 4 games?
They don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
A couple of them, but no, not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them. And then I'll finish with this one. It was Wisconsin. I think they have the best chance to win their last 4. I'm the only one that has the over, though, so you guys have to hope they lose at least one of these. It's at Indiana, Northwestern, Nebraska, and at Minnesota. I think that Wisconsin could, but, man, they are riddled by injuries right now. Anybody have a comment on that?
I have my eyes on that last game against Minnesota. I feel like that could be a real fist fight. That could be their loss.
For sure. All right. We're going to quickly go through the Twitter comments. We don't have a ton because I just tweeted it out today. Brad, do you mind reading this first one because it's from one of your favorite people, and he used some emojis that I'm unable to decipher because they're colored and I am colorblind. So do you mind reading Jackson's comment here?
Jackson. Train emoji, flag emoji. What do we call on the last one?
I called it crocodile emoji, I think.
Crocodile emoji. Jackson, back at it. Purdue Patriot 21. I get it. Train emoji, flag, American flag emoji.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, crocodile.
Is this your first time seeing it, like, live?
Yes. Yeah. This makes way more sense now. Yeah. Especially the crocodile part. I had no idea he was a Patriot.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to try to guess what these are. So he's got 2 red squares,
mm-hmm.
and he's got 45-0. And we're guessing that is Ohio State over Rutgers, 45-0.
Okay.
All right. He's got a black and a yellow, 21-7 for that. And that is
Iowa. It's got to be.
Is he just picking the team that's going to win? Are there those colors? That must be what it is.
That's why I gave it to you, because I wasn't really positive. We told him last week to clean up the comment, and he made it even harder, I think.
He made it worse. It's worse. Come on, Jackson. Would a Patriot do that to the team here?
Right.
I don't think so. All right, so we're going Iowa 21-7.
Okay.
Red and white 49-0. This has to be Nebraska, I guess. Nebraska over Michigan State 49-0.
Okay.
Ouch. Blue and white 35-10. Is that Penn State over Maryland?
Mm-hmm.
He's got Wisconsin 35-21 over the Hoosiers. Shout out Bob Knight, RIP. And
nice little
Michigan 100 to -7.
That's what he wrote.
Which I don't think I can't be sure, but I don't think that's a possibility.
It's not. But it could. I mean,
I
guess this could be a first, though.
Let's see. What's the last game? Illinois 31-28 over the Gophers.
Okay. I think that's enough with that comment. I don't think we have to respond to any of those because that took quite some time.
Yeah, that was hard work.
Wilson, I will send you the next comment, though. Taylor Hamstan. Great name, by the way. Taylor Hamstan. Rutgers is going to cover, and then the emoji of someone covering their face and then, like, peeking out one eye like this. How am I doing right now?
That's perfect, yeah.
Okay. What do you think about that, Wilson?
Not a believer. If this was basketball and the number 1 team was visiting Rutgers, then I can see that happening, but not in football.
We should talk about basketball.
Let's do it. Let's talk hoops. Last comment here. We got Tommy Hook, my boy. He said under 34.5 for Nebraska, Michigan State. Rutgers plus 18.5. Cats plus 5.5. Penn State minus 8.5. Do either of you have a comment on that, or should we keep it rolling?
Those are solid choices.
Okay. Wilson, you good with those?
I'm good with them.
All right, Tommy Hook, looking good for this weekend going into this massive slate that we have starting at noon. We're going to talk about the games on FS1 first. It is Michigan State at home against Nebraska. Nebraska is favored by 3 points exactly. I could not find a book that had a half-point line anywhere, so it's exactly 3. Over-under is a very low 34.5. Michigan State looking for their first Big Ten win still, and Nebraska's defense playing really strong. I'm going to swing it over to Wilson first. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I'm taking Nebraska to cover the 3, and I'm going to go with the over 34.5. I don't think Michigan State's going to score that much, but I do think you're going to see a different quarterback that might have a little spark to him, but Nebraska's defense is too good for Michigan State to win.
I talked about this on Wednesday. Is Levitt starting then?
Hasn't been announced, but it sounds like that could be a real possibility. He honestly looks the part more than Hauser does.
Gotcha.
In terms of how fast he throws and whatnot.
I'll go second on this one, Brad. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm also taking Nebraska. I think that they can cover in this game. Liking their defense lately, but I'm not liking either team's offense the last few weeks, so I'm going to take the under 34.5 in this game at Spartan Stadium. Brad, do you agree with that?
I agree exactly with that, yes. I put my faith in Michigan State last week. I'm done doing that. I'm going what the numbers tell me. The numbers tell me that Nebraska is going to win and that Michigan State is the worst offense in the world. And Nebraska has a good defense, so those don't match up well. And then Nebraska's offense isn't very exciting either. So I'm going Nebraska to cover and the under.
Yes. Good
Hold
choice.
on, I got to
Good
take
choice.
this. It's about basketball. Caller, you're on the line. I'm just kidding. I'll decline it.
I thought you were actually going to answer it. That would have been hilarious. A team that has been answering the call lately is Ohio State. They're also on at noon. CBS.
What a segue. Stop it.
They're
Stop
taking
it.
on Rutgers at Piscataway. Two really good defenses in this matchup. Two top 5 Big Ten defenses, actually. Little stat here: Rutgers is 6-1-1 against the spread this year, and this week they are catching 18.5 points. Brad, what do you see in this game? Are you seeing this line? Good or no?
I was really hoping you weren't going to me first on this.
Let's hear you talk it out as you make your decision.
Man, 6-1 against the spread, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Make it 6-2. I got Ohio State covering. Give me the over, and we're rolling, baby.
Okay. Speaking of that over, these teams have combined for 5-11 total hitting overs. Wilson, does that make your decision any harder?
Nope. I'm going to go Ohio State to cover in the over as well.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think Rutgers can score enough to keep that spread, and I just think Ohio State will put up 42 by themselves. So
I definitely can see Ohio State blowing them out if they just jump on them really early. But for my picks this week, and I wrote everything down, by the way, I'm not just going opposite of you guys. I am taking Rutgers. Tough environment for the Buckeyes to be heading into this weekend. And 18.5 points. I do think that Ohio State still wins by double digits. I could see them winning by 10 or 14. But I think that Rutgers defense could keep it semi-close at home. And I'm also taking the under in this game. Don't really have anything other than the fact that, like I just said, two top 5 Big Ten defenses playing each other. I'll just hit the under no matter what the points are on that one, just hoping that it's going to be a defensive slugfest for that game. All right, our next game, we're heading to this is also at noon, right? Yes. Last noon game.
Correct.
We have Wisconsin at Indiana. My sources are telling me that there's a high chance that Braelon Allen and Chimere Dike will not be playing in this game. That is Wisconsin's best running back and wide receiver. If I was giving advice for this game, which is what we're kind of doing, I would tell people to not bet this game until you find out if those two guys are playing. Wisconsin favored by 9.5. The total for the over-under is 45.5. I haven't gone first yet, so I will on this one. I'm taking Indiana, and I am taking the under. And the only reason I'm taking Indiana in this spot is because lately they have been playing better. Thought they showed some flashes against Penn State last week, especially defensively. And I talked about on Wednesday how far this win could go for Tom Allen's case to maybe get one more year, even though a lot of people think he's already out. But it would be a big win, nonetheless, for Indiana at home to beat a team like Wisconsin. And with so many guys missing, you're missing Mordecai now. And then if Braelon Allen and Dike are both out, they're going to really be relying on their defense to win this game. So I'm going to take Indiana to keep it within 10. And then I'll take the under. We'll send it over to Wilson. What do you think?
I'm going to take Wisconsin to cover the 9.5, but I'll join you on that under.
Okay, nice. Nice and quick. Brad?
Yeah, you gave out a ton of great information on that. So I feel like that is the great information aspect of this game is covered.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking my notes and I'm putting them out the window, and I'm just going to go ahead and say Wisconsin although Indiana has been playing a little better, I think we know who they really are.
Yeah.
We know who they really are. And I see Wisconsin by 10. And I'm going under with you guys as well. Let's ride that under train.
All right, let's do it. We are under the under train. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I no, we're not under a train right now. Are we running a train on this game?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys were right about that, but I don't know. Indiana at home, man. The suites might be filled up.
Those sweets, man. I'm telling you, ruckus.
This could get crazy. All right, now we're moving to 3:30. This is my game of the week this week. It is Minnesota. It is Illinois. Illinois traveling to Minnesota on BTN. Minnesota favored by 1.5 points. And the over-under is 43.5. Brad, I think it's your turn to go first on this one. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Man, this is another one I was really hoping I wasn't going first on.
Man. Is there any that you'd like to go first?
No, the Michigan State one I was ready for.
Okay.
I don't have a feel for this game at all. I feel like both teams have a little Jekyll Hyde to them. You don't really know who's going to show up. This is at Illinois.
This is at Minnesota.
This is at Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's a tough one. That's why it's my game of the week, man. This could be a good game.
Every time I go against Illinois, I feel like they bite me. So I'm going to roll with the Fighting Illini this week.
Okay.
I haven't been impressed with Minnesota. I feel like they've stolen a few games they shouldn't have, including Iowa and Michigan State. So I'm going to go Illinois. And
wait, Minnesota didn't play Michigan State yet, did they?
Last week.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of drug? I mean, I did take a lot of drugs this weekend, but man, my memory is gone. All right, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't steal your thunder there.
43.5. Oh, give me the under.
All right, there it is. Wilson, what do you think?
I'm riding with Brad. I'm taking Illinois plus 1.5 in the under. I did watch that Michigan State-Minnesota game, and it was so boring I fell asleep during it. I don't think Minnesota will be able to score a lot in Illinois. You never know, but I just picture this being a real low-scoring battle. So going Illinois and the under.
Yeah, I like the under as well, so we'll be under another train together, boys. And
Right.
I am disagreeing with you. I am vehemently disagreeing with you on the spread, though. This is my zip tie of the week. It's Minnesota minus 1.5. I think that they beat Illinois soundly enough, but not too much to hit that over. Illinois just been so up and down this year, and the one constant thing when I look at these two teams has been Minnesota's defense. And Illinois, the one constant thing that they have is they love to turn it over. So I think that Minnesota's going to turn them over. Crowd's going to get involved. And Minnesota might, as Brad says, steal another one here against Illinois, even though they're favored. I like them to win by at least 7 in this game. This is, like I said, my zip tie of the week. I'm betting this one big. Minnesota minus 1.5. What do you guys think about that? My zip tie. I haven't brought that out in a few weeks.
I think you're going to lose it.
Ooh. Okay. All right, next game. We have Iowa at Wrigley Field versus Northwestern. Iowa favored by 5.5 points. The over-under lowest in the Big Ten this weekend, 31.5. Iowa coming off that bye. The last time we watched them play was that Minnesota game that Brad was just referring to. Wilson, is that Iowa defense going to be able to shut down this potent Wildcat offense? Put up 33 last week on Minnesota.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm sorry, on Maryland. I'm sorry. I'm getting my teams mixed up.
This is a pure vibes pick for me. I'm going to go with Northwestern to cover in the under. I I don't know if it was last week, but I said that was one of those games I really wish I could pick Northwestern, but I just couldn't because it was Maryland. But should have picked them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with the vibes, Northwestern and the Cats to cover, but the under 31.5.
Let's go. I'll go second on this one. I'm riding with you on the Cats. I'll take the Cats in the 5.5 points. Like what I saw from my boy Sullivan last week against Maryland, getting outside the pocket, moving the ball around, making some big throws. I'd like to see him do that again this weekend, but Iowa's defense is a little tougher than Maryland's, which is who they played last week. But I'll still take the 5.5 points, and I'm going to take the over in this game, 31.5. So low. I can't go under on that. Brad, can you go under on this?
I might be able to. Give me a score prediction if you would
For this game?
Yeah.
I could see it like 24-19.
16-10.
Yeah.
Well, my other thing is too, and I talked about this on Wednesday, but I think Iowa's like pissed off right now. So I think that their offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. I'm thinking 3 touchdowns for them.
So disrespectful and true at the same time. So it takes it away. I don't know. I mean, Brian is out officially, right, for next year. So what's his motivation?
I don't know. He's still coaching, isn't he? Oh, you're saying like what's his motivation to coach well? I have no idea. I thought that was really interesting that they announced that, but I'm not an Iowa fan, so I don't have a dog in the fight.
This is the lowest over-under ever, isn't it?
Ever?
It opened like at 29.5, I think, and I think that was the lowest ever. But it looks like it's gone up per Kent's sheet.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up, right? Why don't you go ahead and make your pick while I look it up?
I'd like to make history and have the under hit on this. And I think it could, because I don't know. Every time I say I was going to stop somebody, they don't, though. I'm having a hard time this week, guys. Real hard time.
You're struggling.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. You guys both took Northwestern. I like that, but should I just take Iowa because? Should I?
I don't know. There's been one game that it was 30.5. It doesn't tell me what game it was, though, so far. I'm trying to dig into it here.
That's fine. I'm going to take Northwestern. I like Iowa to win the game, but by 3. And I think it's going to be 13-10, and I'm taking the under.
Dude, this is crazy. So there's been 3 total games. 2 of them were 31.5, and 1 was 30.5. All 3 of them went under.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
I like it then.
Dude, the highest the highest one is 90. What the hell? And it went over.
It's probably a Texas-Oklahoma game.
Interesting. I should have looked that up beforehand so I could have talked about that more. All right, I have we already talked about what I picked, didn't I? I already said what I said.
Yep.
I already said what I said.
Did you get what I said?
I'm not writing them down right now. I'm going to watch it back later. Last week I was writing them down and I got confused with the sidebar. I'm 100% on the sidebar right now, so I want to keep that going.
That's amazing. Yeah, let's keep that going.
All right, let's see if Penn State can keep things going this week. They're favored by 8.5 against Maryland. At Maryland, over-under is 50.5. Penn State coming off back-to-back games where they did not cover, and those are the only 2 games that they haven't covered all year. 6-2 overall covering. Maryland spiraling out of control. 0 wins in October, 0-3. I'll just go first on this one. I have Penn State. I think that they're going to cover this game. I think what's going to happen is what I actually said last week, is that James Franklin's going to want to cover. Last week it was just too much against Indiana. I think it was like, 31.5 or something. And I'm going to take the over in this game. I think that both of these offenses are good. The only reason I'm leery on it is because I think Penn State will try to slow it down a little bit on Maryland, but I'm hoping for a high-scoring affair in this game at 3:30 on Fox. Wilson, are you hoping for a high-scoring affair?
I'd like to see a high-scoring affair, but I don't think we're going to get one from one side. I think Penn State's defense is probably the best team or defense Maryland's faced. But I'm going to go Penn State to cover the 8.5. but I'm going to go under 50.5. I can see it being, like a low 40s to 7, 42-7 or something like that, or 35-13, something like that.
Yeah. Man, now that I've heard you say that, I kind of want to go with you, but I'm going to stick with the over. Brad, what are you going to do in this game? Are you brave enough to take Maryland here?
Absolutely not. No. I was about to say it would be a nice chance for Maryland to bounce back, but it's not going to happen against Penn State. If the spread was bigger, I would be more comfortable with the under. But I'm going to take the over.
Okay.
I think both teams are going to put up some points. I think Penn State is going to win by 14 minimum. I like Penn State getting in the 30s. Oh, man. That's a tough one. I'm going to go over, but that is tough, though. That's tough. Hold on. I got to take this. Basketball hotline, baby.
Okay.
No.
All right. I'm going to just start talking about – wait, are you really taking it or no? I thought you were serious. I was going to pause the recording. We're going to move right along, though. Last game of the day, the nightcap. It is Michigan at home against Purdue. Been really quiet around Ann Arbor lately. I haven't seen much news coming out of their end of this game, but they are favored by 32.5. Over-under is 50.5. Here's an interesting little tidbit about Michigan. Since the Big Ten announced that there was potential sign stealing, they have an average winning margin of 49 points. So something to take into account when you're looking at this Purdue game. Brad, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
Such an idiot. Such an idiot. I'm 32.5.
Lots of points. Lots of points. We got burned on this on Penn State last week.
Yeah. This is at Purdue or no?
This is at Michigan.
This is at Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Purdue barely, and I'll take the over.
Nice pick. Nice pick. Feels like we haven't seen Purdue in a while, at least me personally. I haven't watched Purdue since they played Ohio State, which was 3 weeks ago because they had a bye 2 weeks ago, and then I missed their game last week against Nebraska. I totally just didn't watch it back either. So haven't seen Purdue
Friday,
in a while. What's that?
Was that a Friday game?
No, it was on Saturday. No. I just wasn't interested in it.
Sorry. No, sorry.
That's okay. Let's see. Second game in a row on the road for Purdue. Like I just said, they played Nebraska last week. Wilson, does that have a factor in this game at all?
No, not at all. Biggest factor is going to be how much Michigan wants to run up the score against Purdue. I think this is going to be a massacre from the start. I'm taking Michigan to cover the 32.5 and the under. I can see it being, 49-0.
Under?
So, yeah, I can see it being like 49-0, something like that. My real question is, where do you think Connor Stallions is watching this game?
Who?
Old Connor Stallions.
You talking about the Central Michigan coach? Why does that matter?
I'm just curious what his life's like now, being in the news every day.
I don't know. It is interesting that we haven't heard from him at all, though. You'd think like if there was a shred of innocence out of his side of the camp that he would come out and – I guess they can't, though, right? Aren't they under a gag order right now?
I have no idea. But do you think this guy is even leaving his house right now?
Probably not. He's probably watching this.
He probably is leaving. You know how many disguises that man has? He's been out every day. We don't know where he is.
Oh, that's hilarious. Back to football, though. 33 points to win by is quite a few, but I'm with you guys. I'm taking Michigan. I'm going to go with the over in this one, though. I think that Purdue might sneak in a touchdown or maybe even 10 points in this game towards the tail end of it. We'll see. I mean, they really haven't shown much on either side of the ball. So I'm kind of like everybody else I've heard talk about this game this week. I just don't think that there's going to be much of a reason to watch after the first quarter. There was a reason to watch today, though. Even though this is not a professional gambling podcast or financial advice show, We're just here for your entertainment purposes, and that's the reason to watch. Brad, any final thoughts going into this weekend?
When's our basketball show going to happen?
Dude, I like
ready.
really got taken off guard with how quickly basketball season has approached. I'm not ready.
It's here. It's here.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
We need a preview show, man. Season totals over under.
I thought we weren't doing. Oh my god! I just realized I've never switched the title for the YouTube. That's okay though. It's week 10. I'm gonna do it right now. Wally, you got any final thoughts?
I don't. Let's have a good weekend. Let's all be over 500 this week, huh?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
I take it.
Can I change
Yeah,
this?
that'd be fun.
It won't let me change it right now. I forgot how to do it.
That's fine.
Let me in here. It's not letting me do it. Anyways. All right. Good luck on your bets, everybody, this weekend. Good luck. Hope your teams win. We'll see you guys on Monday with a wrapped episode from week 10, not week 9, which is what it says on the screen. We'll see you guys on Monday. We will see you guys in the future.